This week's Four Wheels Good goes stateside. A flight to America reveals many differences on the roads. The roads to the local shops are 5 lanes. Mini cars are 30 foot long. Police officers travel with pump-action shotguns. And in California, erring motorists don't have points on their license. They have to attend road safety school taught by a comedy cop. Here, teacher Mike Muffins explains what you should do if you encounter a UFO.
Don't go into the light. Okay. Now, there was something painted on the pavement. You said, well, what does that say? It says, no bozos, okay? Each of us must read this and determine whether or not this applies to us as a driver. I personally throw on the brakes. Yeah!
So why are you here?
What did I do wrong, you mean? I ran a stop sign. I did a California roll.
What's that?
It's where you don't quite come to a complete stop at a stop sign.
But there are much worse things happening out on the freeways.
Yes, we get a lot of reports of people throwing things at other cars. We get reports of accidents that were caused because one person was swerving at another because somebody upset them. We even go as far as getting people pointing guns at other people and actually shooting people because they're upset of an incident that happened on the highway.
My favorite one, before I became a teacher, was throwing the golf balls out the sunroof. You know, it leaves those dings. You know, how many of you like to do that? That's wrong. They told me that was wrong and that I should not teach that.
I went to traffic school once before, and it was an ex-cop. And he wasn't funny at all, so that 8 hours in his class was, really hard to take.
Mike Muffins has attempted to re-educate some rather difficult offenders.
He first promised that he would always shoot straight up in the air from now on. And I said, that's wrong. You don't know that's wrong? He said, what's wrong with that? There's nobody up there. I said, well, first of all, there might be somebody up there. We haven't determined that yet. But let's not get metaphysical. I said, what about the bullet coming down and killing people? He said, it'll do that? I mean, I just really educated him. But, the bullet will come down. I said, yeah, it comes down and kills people. So he said, oh, boy, he promised me that he would not do that anymore. And I gave him a certificate.
Gary Oldenburg from the Californian Highway Patrol practices with his sidearm, but hasn't had to use it yet on duty. He's waved it from time to time to stop a fleeing freeway felon, but most of the time it's his ballpoint that's unholstered. He meets a lot of beautiful Californians. Is he ever tempted by the charms of the female variety? Do they get away with things?
I have a little motto, and I've heard a lot of the other guys talk the same way. We don't give the pretty ones a break. In fact, I don't like to give people a break if I stopped them anyway, but we don't give the pretty ones a break because we feel that they've been getting breaks all their lives.
I have bad luck with police officers. They don't believe my tears.
And I said, I see. Clearly, he wants this space. Why? I may never know. Put my blinker on, I move over, and he comes too. Right behind me and snuggles up a little bit. And I became angry. At that point, there was a mean Mr. Muffins and a good Mr. Muffins that popped up. Okay, get the golf balls. No. I said, no, I owe this to my students. I felt that in my heart. And I said, I'm going to do what they told me to do. Take my foot up off the gas, become less fun to be behind. And I did. And he hit me with those lights. The lights where you can see your bones projected onto your clothes. Ha! You can cream him now! No! I said, all right, took my foot up off the gas. It was at that point that I did something I shouldn't have done. Now, no. If I tell you, promise me you won't do it? No, it's my favorite thing. As he went by, I did this. But he almost had a stroke. I watched his blood pressure go up. He went, that means I'm a total moron. I never even knew he was there. He wasted 5 minutes on me. He was humiliated in front of all of his friends.
I just think it's the biggest waste of human resources there are to have people sit around for 8 hours and not learn anything.
And you'd like Mr. Muffins to hurry it along a bit?
I'd like this whole nightmare to be over and done with so I can go out and break some more speeding laws, I think.
They can run, but they can't hide. Gary and his fellow CHIPS officers can patiently write out as many tickets as fast as they can pull the offenders over. Maybe they all want to enjoy a free comedy show from Mr. Muffins.